Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining this live event. Today, we have two very special guests. If you ever wondered what's behind the stage of an excellent event such as Voxxed Days Bucharest, we have today here with us the organizers. So it's your chance to ask all the questions. We have Alex and Dandra. Thank you very much, guys, for being here with us. Let's share with our audience today all the secrets behind the scenes of an excellent event of large scale, such as Voxxed Days Bucharest. How do you feel?
I think stressed is the best way to describe our feeling for now.
A bit nervous. You are usually behind the scenes of the event, so you are not in front on the stage.
But
so
only
I guess
for 5 minutes usually. And Alex is always, it's his job to start the conference every time. So this gets us back a little bit in time. So first of all, thank you for inviting us, Laurențiu. This is very, very nice of you. And I really hope we will have a nice conference, a nice conversation with everybody. And we will get a lot of questions and answer them, of course. And maybe we should introduce ourselves.
Even if you are not all in front of the stage, you are the ones who make the event successful, isn't it? So of course we have the excellent speakers and we have everyone who is joining you, but you are the ones selecting them, you are the ones selecting the presentations. So you make the event special. And by the way, guys, in order not to forget, so Voxxed Days Bucharest is in a couple of weeks from now this year. If you didn't secure your ticket yet, now is the time to do so. So just make sure you check out the website and join us on Voxxed Days Bucharest. So yeah, sorry, Alexandra, if you want to say something about yourself, otherwise I'm going to jump to the questions directly. We already have people writing in the chat.
Oh, already.
And of course, about the tickets, please, Laurențiu, if you can, just paste the link for them to actually post in our raffle, and after that we will raffle 5 tickets from that list.
Good point, yeah, guys. So just to make sure you've seen the link is in the chat. Just click on it, register. There is a raffle. You will get free tickets to Voxxed Days Bucharest if you're lucky. Thank you very much, guys, for that. So, Alex.
Yeah. So a little bit about ourselves. We actually I worked in the software industry from 2008, something like that. Actually, after the university, and we meet in 2010. Ah, damn it! I don't remember.
Almost remembered it.
I always remember, you know. Yeah, we have been together from that, and some years ago we get married. You know, it's better not to forget these dates, like me.
It is very simple, baby. It was just 3 days after the Voxxed Days front end conference in 2019.
Yeah,
and I put the date especially after the conference so you can remember it. But apparently
everything has Voxxed Days as a reference point, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
So why Voxxed Days? Why did you think you were starting in software, and why did you think about starting this kind of events, organizing these kinds of events?
We've been at least I've been very involved with the community events, and me and some university colleagues, and we started with Voxxed Days, not with Voxxed Days, with the Bucharest Java user group, and from that group it kind of grew little by little until we thought of creating a conference. And of course, here Andra stepped in because she likes to organize events very much. So I kind of added this technical part to the team, and Andra added the 99% else in terms of organizing, contracting, going after venues, going after speakers, and so on. Yeah, of course, this is with the help of the Voxxed franchise. So the Voxxed, it's a franchise created by the DevVox guys.
That's already very interesting stuff you are saying. So first of all, to recap and make sure that I understood, you started with smaller events in the Java user group that you also organized. And then you said, okay, let's find some franchise. Let's find out how to organize that. And you found Voxxed Days, which from what you tell me, it's a franchise. Tell me more about it. It's really interesting.
It's actually, we didn't contact them. I think
it was the other way around.
I think they contacted us. Yes. We kind of had a large community in the Bucharest Java user group, and Stefan from DevVox, hi Stefan, if you look, contacted us at some point. And they have a very interesting story as well. They had Java Polis, kind of a group in Belgium. And they also started the conference. They grew, and they put the name of the conference DevVox, like the Vox of developers. Their conference is like very big. It's like thousands of people. After they kind of done it, they've done it successfully in multiple cities. They were thinking, they were trying to create smaller version of events, and they come up with the name Voxxed. That is a kind of play with the letters from the DevVox. But the meaning behind the name is the Vox of the voice of developers. So usually the conference is created by developers, and it's attended by developers, and the speakers are developers at first. So usually at our conferences, you will see people writing code, not people with PDFs or PPS. We even had a speaker that had one slide. So he was, hey, I have one slide, the rest is coding.
Well, that's very good. How many people usually attend? For example, when you started, how many people were there at the first event? Did the community grow afterwards?
Well, actually, we grew out very, very slowly from starting from, I don't know, 2,000 to 250 persons until reaching around 500, almost 600 persons at our latest in-person event in 2019. But to also related to what Alex already told, you know, the Voxxed Days conference idea is the fact that it's a smaller scale conference, which has the component days, because usually the DevVox events last for a whole week, and Voxxed Days means that you can organize it for 1 or 2 days. So that's what we, at the beginning in 2016, we started as a 1-day conference. And slowly we grew within the years. We changed the venue and we moved in the middle of the center, in the city center at Sheraton Bucharest. Somehow at the end of the in-person conferences in 2019, it was the time when we almost grew out of that venue.
It was the last in-person event, and then the pandemic period started, and I remember how we had to cancel the conference the day before. It was so sad times though.
Yes, that we are really trying to put those bad memories behind us. It was a horrible time in our lives when we were with all our staff and banners and everything for the conference to take place. We were already there at the hotel, and everything was already installed, and we should have started the workshop days on the day afterwards. And although we had green light from the how it's called, the sanitary.
I do remember, because I was there in my office and I was preparing my workshop, but it was the last preparations of my workshop, and you called me, and I was so surprised. So it's something that if I go back in time,
it was that kind of decision that you just had to take, because it was a lot of pressure and it was a lot of unknown Nobody knew anything about that virus. It was totally new. So everybody was afraid. The people were canceling their tickets. The speakers were canceling their trips, and that was the worst part because this conference is mainly about being able to bring very, very good international speakers to Bucharest and to put them to speak in front of our nice community of developers here. So the main idea,
because you touched the subject, how many people totally are behind the scenes? So how many, with the organizers and the speakers usually, how many people are involved?
It's kind of a structure, and we kind of have different categories of people. We have permanent people, that's us, and we have per event people. And of course, so let's say let's break it down in functionalities. So it's us that actually Andra, it's kind of doing this 100% of the time. I'm helping with the technical stuff, validate speakers, trying to help with the agenda and some other technical stuff. Of course, we have the help from the franchise guys, Stefan and Mark. They help us with they kind of help us with the workflow. When we don't know something, we just ask them on the. We have a Skype channel and we chat there. And we have a group of volunteers that help us in the events. Let's say this group of volunteers is around 10-15 people. And we ask them to help us at the event, at the venue, and we even collaborated with some university groups of students, and we offer them free passes, so they help us in the morning to onboard people, and they could go to the talks afterwards. Under that, we have hired people for either from the venue, either from the audio video company, because we usually hire a company that helps us with the lights, filming, and that's a very important job, because everybody is coming with a different laptop, with a different adapter, with a different screen, and so on. And we actually ask those people to come with a ton of adapters and make sure that every laptop will work at that venue.
Quite a large number of
problem.
Quite a large number of people. So you also have, I guess, and you didn't mention, a board that filters out the presentations, isn't it, as well?
Yeah. So yes, the people I talked about, it's at the event time. But before that, we have this board of selection. They are friends of ours, in very good positions throughout the companies, and we value their opinion. They are very good professionals. And we kind of gather all the submissions from various speakers. Actually, this is a process. We reach out to people that would like to speak at the conference. They submit their talks. We kind of put them in a format that can be easily rated. We have an app, and all the members of this committee will vote the talks. We don't see our votes between the members, so we don't influence each other. But usually the numbers are the same. Yeah. If we have like a very big difference, we would join a call and
discuss. So yeah. I'm going to ask more details about that because I'm interested. But meanwhile, I have a question in the chat, and I would like to answer the questions first. which has quite a strong point, remote events versus physical events. I guess is, how do you see them? What would you choose? We know that this year we had to go also remote with Voxxed Days again. Tell us more about your opinion on remote versus physical events.
Well, let me start by telling that I have a passion for developing in-person events. For myself, I'm a very I'm that kind of person who can't wait to get back to her office as soon as possible. No more work from home, no more hybrid, no more anything. But then Alex kicks in, and he's the online kind of guy, so you just cannot remove him from his computer. I don't think you can compare the in-person event with the online event. Although, for speaking strictly about our conference, the main similarity is the fact that the technical content of the conference remains the same. I mean, we can deliver the talks online at the same quality as we do if there is an in-person event, because the content is great and the speakers are amazing, as you know very well, because you are always one of them. And this cannot change, you know, so it really doesn't matter if there is in person or online. Of course, we have to make it only 40 minutes talk, because the attention span in online is shorter than the one in person. And of course, so from this point of view, from the quality of talks point of view, it's the same, you know. And for us, it is the main reason to have the conference, because we want to deliver very good content talks to the community of the developers.
But
it's about content. It's content first. But then if you compare, I don't know, networking and the feeling of the event and the people talking to each other and eating a cookie together and laughing and, I don't know, holding hands and seeing an old friend that you haven't seen maybe from the university, you cannot compare that. I mean, this is why we desperately try to be the first conference to have an in-person event after 2 years. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to do. We managed to beat the pandemic until 2 weeks ago, and to you know, use that hashtag resist and to stay there and hold on to the in-person event, which was clearly not a very good idea. But then, as you all know, the worst came, and you just cannot compete with this. So we decided to have only an online event, as well as we had last fall in October, and it was entitled Voxxed Days Romania. But now it started as a Voxxed Days Bucharest, and it will remain a Voxxed Days Bucharest event. And well, of course, I miss that very much. I don't know, Alex wanted to share some pictures from our.
I think it's a good time now, Alex, to share some pictures from the old times when we were together.
Just to see how it feels, you know. You just cannot have the same. But
yeah, exactly. I have to agree with you indeed, as an attendee, not an organizer, and I see people here in the chat also agree with that bonding, networking happens more in person. Always when I attended the conference, I wasn't necessarily only looking to the content, but also to meet the people that I wanted to speak with, look in their eyes, shake hands, and so on. Which is something that we missed during the remote work. And you can see here the pictures, guys. So this is when only 2 years ago, I think.
This is a funny story to tell. If you see, Alex, do tell the story, please, because these are our first babies, you know, the little robots.
So we actually started with a smaller conference. We started in 2016. And look, I think it's the whole team here somewhere. It was
at the end.
Yeah, it was a smaller venue, and we could do the registration by hand with papers and pens and so on. And after that, we kind of said, hey, look, we need to go more to be more professional.
Yes.
And of course, first we moved to a bigger venue in the center of the city, and it has better cookies. And we kind of wanted to have this kind of automatic machines that people will register. So look, this is crafted by us. It's actually a Raspberry Pi with a printer there. And if you see this kind of plastic, it's recycled from the
previous years.
We have the plastic that it's around the speaker desk, and we kind of recycled it. It was a fun project that was done with those volunteers that help us with the conference. Hi, Andrei. Remember the Raspberry Pis? And yeah, of course, nice memories about how to print those.
Nice memories about how to test them 2 or 3 nights before the event, you know. And I was like, is it working? Is it working? Is it working? It doesn't look like it's working.
You could still fall back on pen and paper, isn't it? So, by the way, someone is asking, is there possible to watch your past events? Do we find the recording somewhere?
Of course, look,
sure.
They are here.
They are on the website.
This is a recording. This is actually the playlist of 2019. It's on our website, and this is the playlist from the previous year, and so on. So we don't release them immediately. We release them on a period of 2 or 3 months after the conference. But after that period, all the content it's on YouTube for everybody to see. Of course, every year we kind of bring new technologies and so on. So you can see our speakers from the past years, but you will want to see the new and cool tech stack at the new conference. But yeah, we release everything on YouTube.
Yeah, but here is a good point for an online conference. Here, the online conference becomes a good thing, because compared to the physical one, if you are registered to the online conference as it is right now, and all the talks will remain registered in the platform that we will use. The platform, it's called Rocket, and it's also developed by the franchise that we are by our friends, Mark and Stefan. And we use this platform that is developed for developers, and it looks like a platform developed for developers, you know. I mean, it doesn't have 4D booths and stuff like that. It just has the important information that any developer needs to get to the talk and reach the sponsors and be able to have some network between other attendees. And going back to what I wanted to say is that the moment this the conference is over, then all the videos are already available. I mean, this is a good thing about the online conferences, that the content will remain there. And so if you, at the end of the first day, if you want to watch a talk that was in some other track and the one you attended, you just go back and look at it, and this is a very good thing. And we leave them for months and months afterwards, so everybody can enter even a few months after the online conference and just is able to watch them inside the platform. And we also release them on YouTube for those who didn't have, for any reason, tickets, so they can see it.
So in short, first 3 months after the event, you can see them in the Rocket. After around 3 months, they are on YouTube.
Yeah.
They're publicly for everyone. Everyone can see them.
Yep.
Okay, so guys, just search them on YouTube. You have also direct links from the website. Search Voxxed Days Bucharest, you find the website, and then you have links from the previous years. There are excellent conferences. I was seeing there, for example, Venkat. So I'm pretty sure you know him. There are other speakers as well, excellent, all of them. So do enjoy the content. Going back now to what we were discussing the board about approving talks. So people submit talks, call for papers, and then it is a board, they vote independently, and then you see how many votes a presentation gets. So that's mainly how it works. Usually, if you know, I'm not sure if you know, but usually what is most important to have in your presentation to be accepted? It is the content to be something new, it is something to be from your experience. What exactly would be the main points to be attentive when you write a talk?
So we kind of see if speakers are passionate about what they're talking. So it needs to, in simple terms, the speaker needs to be passionate about it, worked on it, had to have a good energy about it, and catch people. And of course, it helps to know the domain, it helps to have some in the trenches experience. So if a speaker will come and say, hey, this tech is the silver bullet for everything, it might not make it.
Yeah, because there is nothing in technology like a silver bullet for everything.
Yeah. And we kind of seek the speakers and talks that are balanced. So, hey, this is good for this. So, are you? Of course, we try to find catchy titles and so on, and maybe you hate the technology, and even if you hate the technology, come and spell it out. Why do you hate it, and how to make it a little bit more unhateable? We are trying to solve the problem and to solve the problem of learning, of continuous learning for the people. And usually when you want to learn, you want to see a person that you look up to, and he have gone through what you're feeling and solved that problem, or has I don't know, algorithm about it or something like that. And if the subject is kind of boring or I don't know, not relevant for pushing you forward, it will not pass through the committee, because the committee is composed of people that are learning, continuous learning, working with new technologies, of course, old ones as well. we have people.
So you don't mind, it's not necessarily about to be a new technology or an old one, it's just be an interesting subject in general.
Yes.
And not a generic one, a more specific one if possible. And I guess if it's from the speaker's experience, it's even better.
Yes, because we favor it. It's a strong word. We look at people that will have the courage to share the screen and start working on something. Because that kind of feeling is very good when you are in the room and you see the speaker doing a mistake and yes, he did it as well. It's not happening to me, only to me.
Yeah, that's a very good point. That's somebody asked me at some point why I don't edit the videos on my YouTube channel, and I told them at some point I'm making mistakes and I don't edit them because I want people to see that you make mistakes no matter how many years of experience you have. So you don't have to hide that. Nobody's perfect. Yeah, I do agree with what you say.
And it's actually a trick. Very good speakers are doing this. Maybe they're planting mistakes for intentionally, so that they will engage with the audience. Because after an hour of just looking at the code, maybe you are. But after, if you see the speaker sweating, that oops, I don't know how to do that, you will try to engage and say, hey, the error is online.
Yeah, exactly.
34.
But you have to plant a very good one. It's enough easy to be seen, but not stupid at all, because otherwise they would say, oh, for something
but
very
that's why
obvious.
we have amazing speakers. They know exactly what to plant and where to plant it.
And I see that people watching us are one step ahead, because I had this subject on my list, but people are, because you are asking about it. Let's take the subject now. Sponsors. So how important sponsors are, and how would someone become a sponsor? Let's think that someone's watching us now who might want to be a sponsor of the event. What do they get? Why would they be a sponsor? How do they do that? And how important are they?
So this is kind of an ecosystem composed of three components. Is the sponsors, the community, and the speakers. And we don't have like one is more important than the other. There are these three actors working together, and everybody is as important as another. So we cannot speak only about the sponsor. We need to speak about the speakers and the community. So everybody wants something, right? The attendees will want to learn new things. The speakers will want to get reach they will want to a lot of people to hear about them, and of course the sponsors will want reach as well. And they will have like two main drives why they will sponsor us. At first, they can bring their employees to the conference, and they will get back new ideas, new ways of solving things. Maybe new colleagues as well, because hey, we kind of don't ask them to bring technical people at the conference. So every sponsor that is in talks with us will be asked to not to bring at their booth somebody that is not technical. We will ask them to actually bring technical leads from their company and bring maybe a test, a software test, maybe something to play with, and people will see directly. Because come on, in the world it's a deficit of coders, of programmers, right? Everybody knows that every company is hiring, right, with three hands, but we ask them to show why somebody will want to join them, and we ask them to bring technical people for people to see if they are a good fit in that company. Because you see, if you look at the marketing or HR, everything will be nice. But when you actually speak with a technical lead, maybe it was your colleague from university, and you will ask him, hey, look, just look in my eyes and tell me, how do you solve that problem? And it will be a more personal experience than just seeing jobs, you know.
Someone's saying it's about branding. Would you agree that? I think it's not only branding. I mean, a sponsor maybe does that for branding, but I don't see big companies like, for example, Adobe or Deloitte. I don't think they are coming there for branding. I mean, Deloitte is Deloitte, Adobe is Adobe. They don't need any branding from a conference. I think it's more about finding people, isn't it? So bringing attention from developers to their company.
Sure, and the largest companies always choose a package of sponsoring with the speaker. With that, in this way, they are able to show everybody and the audience that they have internal very good speakers, and that can effectively represent their company. So we always recommend for the companies to choose one of their best speakers and go to the conference with that person. And yes, sure, it's also about branding, but as you said, the large companies don't really need it. But then again, there are smaller companies that are from, I don't know, only a few years in the market, or maybe they were in the market but under another name. And sometimes it just happens that they also have this kind of interest, and brand awareness is one of them. And sure, it really depends on each company's policy, but we always underline this, that bringing technical persons to their booths and showing exactly what their projects are inside the company is the most important thing, way more important than just to have a logo on the website or stuff like that.
Yeah, I think branding is important, but we ask them to brag about their technical stack. That's what we want people to remember, because they remember branding, of course, but they will remember, hey, I didn't know that this big company was working with this cool tech that I'm interested. Because
yes, that's very interesting what you tell me. So I learned that, first of all, if a company comes with an excellent speaker, they will build trust in the community, because people will see, oh, this guy's it's working at Endava, so wow, that means that Endava is a cool company. The same what I learned is that you not only build trust, but you make people attentive to the technologies. So when some other company, I don't know, say Deloitte comes with someone working with C++, I'm not sure, I'm just now taking technology, you find out that they work with C++, maybe you didn't know that. So it creates awareness on the technologies they use, so you know if it's an opportunity for you as a developer to work for them. Because otherwise, if you don't know they have C++ projects, then you don't know necessarily that you can apply to an interview or something, isn't it?
Sure.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. So yes, and going back, yes, they are important. It is like one of the pillar. If you take off one pillar, your building will collapse. So they're one of our pillars, but the other ones are the community, and we have a very nice community in Bucharest, and of course in Romania as well, because we extended to Cluj as well. Very eager to learn. We know that from the past years, from the Java user group and so on, and we have a growing number of speakers that grow from locals. We even can brag that we help some of them become Java champions. Of course, it's their merit, but we kind of
you have to promote yourself to
encourage them
to see you, so you become a champion, which is very true, of course. And I know that all the people I know as being Java champions, they are not only well known, but they are very good they are very skillful in what they do, so they deserve that, of course. But indeed, an event can help you with that. Not only about, let's see, we discussed about seniors and Java champions, but I remembered with that occasion that someone asked me at some point, I'm not sure what was the discussion exactly, but they were telling me, it was kind of a company, we are not sending juniors to such events because these events are not for junior people. I kindly disagreed with that, and I want to hear your opinion. Wouldn't junior developers also have a lot of benefits from attending a conference like this one?
Yeah, we kind of we're trying to bring value for everyone. Of course, we will try to bring value for very good people, because only the very good people will want to learn and be continuous in the game and so on. So anybody that shows interest will come and will learn. And this seniority thing, it's very relative. You know, what means seniority? It means years, it means experience, it means recognitions. What is the seniority? Because maybe someone with 1 year of experience has a better seniority than somebody with 8 years. So exactly. It's kind of the how do you feel? How senior do you feel? How do you think you have something to learn? Because we kind of target those people that want to learn. Because if you don't want to learn, you will not be in this industry. I mean, you will be like 1 year, but that's it.
Yeah, exactly. This industry is for someone who is continuously learning, and I do agree with you, and I wanted people to hear that. Guys, it doesn't matter if you have 1 year of experience, 3 months of experience, or 10 years of experience. It's not even important the number of years in general, and not even important the knowledge, how skilled you are in a topic. It will always help you attending an event to know others, to learn from others, because our experiences with maybe the same piece of software is different. I could have experienced using Spring different things than you have experienced using Spring, and that's where we both learn, because I will tell you from my experience and you will tell me from your experience. And that's something I do in my projects with the juniors. The same kind of questions I have is like, do you have your juniors code reviewing your code? And I say, yes, I do have them, especially code reviewing my code, because they will learn from what I write and I will learn from what they find. And that's the same for conferences, isn't it? So I guess that's the point. So guys, do send your juniors as well. Do that for them. It's very helpful.
Yeah, it's a very good. I think it's a concept that it's used in kindergartens as well, when they put bigger children with smaller children, and they have better learning experience than just having the group of smalls, the group of mediums, and the group of bigs. And you put everyone together in mixed groups, and you will have a better learning or better developing experience. It's the same with adults, because every adult it's just a bigger child. It's the same. You will learn regardless of your experience, because hey, look, you are very good with Spring, but maybe at some point somebody will come at you and say, hey, look, Golang is better, and because whatever, and you will fight it at first, and you will swear, no.
It's always good.
But at some point you will say, yeah, he may be right.
So someone even tells us, so making the conference available, I will rephrase a bit, to engineers of all experience ranges, is maintaining the quality of the conference, because of course we having different experience, we share more, the velocity of sharing the knowledge is higher as well. So that's a very good point. I will interrupt you a bit. I have a question that is directed to me. I will answer it very shortly, because this discussion is not about me, but it's still related to the subject. So how do you prepare for a presentation conference as a speaker? I have a few points. First of all, I do only take the subjects where I have experience with. So I prefer to avoid any kind of theoretical knowledge that I only take from books or videos or tutorials that I never used in practice. I avoid that. I don't do presentations on that. Because of that, I have stories that I can share with, because when I choose a subject that I worked with in maybe even more than one project in the real life, I have stories about how I failed, and how I succeeded with that. And then when I choose such a subject based on the interest of the audience, which I also get to the questions you guys share with us on YouTube, so thank you very much for that as well. Then I create some slides, and then the speech is always live. So I never prepare a speech in advance. It's always I'm discussing on the topic. That was very short. Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to answer the question.
You just confirm everything Alex said about how we choose our talks and our topics, you know,
yeah.
like every bullet of it.
and remember, people, we didn't speak about this before.
No, we truly didn't. And it was just a question that he answered now from the chat. Yeah. But also I wanted to add something about juniors. We also encourage a lot the students, and we do have partnerships with students communities from the Economic Studies University and from the Polytechnic University, and everybody is always interested in attending, and we do have some tickets especially put aside for the students. So, well, we do encourage this kind of we do encourage students to take part in our conference.
Did you ever think about creating a specific conference or part of the conference only for students, someone who maybe didn't have the chance yet to work at all? I'm not discussing about juniors, but maybe people who didn't even had the chance yet to work in the domain. Just curious.
We didn't think of it like this. We did this program of students that are coming to the event, and they will actually talk with people that are already working.
But you know, we always select, like in this year as well, if you can check the agenda, we always have topics that are not related to some very deep tech. There are some on the people and culture track, for instance. I mean, how to help developers, I don't know, reach some skills faster, or this kind of recipes to help develop yourself. So we don't have only very technical topics. I mean, we always keep the very, very good, those topics that are really enlightening, and always we choose our keynote speakers in a way that they can inspire a lot of people, not only the senior developers, as you call it, or mid developers, but only students, or even more the students, because of their inspiring keynote and the vibe that you get from that talk, you know. So we do have this kind of talks, and this is why basically everybody can attend. So that's why we didn't consider to have a conference just for them or something like that. And we as a community, because we are the Incremental Community, do have a lot of other meetups going on during the whole year. And our conferences usually take place in March, the one in Bucharest, and in October beginning of November, the one in Cluj. But during the whole year, we do have a lot of other smaller events. We call them meetups. And in the good old times, we held them in person. And I really look forward to start doing this in April in person as well. And now that all the regulations are in our favor, I think we will be able to do that again. And this is the way that students can get very well involved. And this is a very good point for them to start to see how it's to be involved in a conference, or how to attend a meetup that can be for, I don't know, their level of seniority. So we do encourage them to take part in this kind of smaller events that we organize.
Yeah, they are basically held at...
So can they find, sorry, how can they find the smaller events? Can you tell us also, for those who are watching us, if they want to now attend, maybe we'll even be in person again, because as you said, we have this opportunity here now in Romania. If someone who's watching us wants to join these events, how will they find you?
We have a website. It's called Incremental Community, because our company that does this whole thing is called Incremental Development, because of course we do and software development as well, and it's incremental because you learn relying bit by bit, relying on what you learn. So it's like in economy, you compound your knowledge, you compound yourself, right? And we kind of extended this to the community, and it's Incremental Community. And on this Incremental Community website, we have links to our meetup groups. We have, of course, the mail listing, so they can register that, and all our events will be, if they will want to just get hold of events, they will find them there.
Sure.
Okay, so
they are all organized on the Meetup platform, and we use that a lot. We have a few large communities. It's the Bucharest Java users group. It's called the Incremental Community, just like the name. And then we have a lot of other communities on, I don't know, web, Angular. Our friends from Bucharest Java GS group as well joined our community. So basically, if you are interested in any topic, you can find a meetup to attend that will be organized by us. And we try to keep an agenda, like, I don't know, for instance, a meetup a month. It's not always easy to organize them. It's very difficult to find speakers for them. And we always try to encourage everybody to participate. And this is a way that we are trying to encourage to bring new speakers that will start in our meetups, and eventually, if they are good enough, they will be able to be selected for the large conference that we organize. We even have, I think, a form that you can fill on the website. And if anybody wants to be a speaker at one of these events, please submit their name.
Or just contact us.
Or just contact us directly. We have many emails like this, and usually this is the way that a meetup starts, with a nice idea or a person who is willing to share their knowledge and of course just create the environment to make it happen, you know. Some
of the speakers want to start small, so they don't want to have like 100 people looking at them, and
or 400 or 500 at Bucharest.
Yeah, and we start with smaller meetups of 15, 20 persons, 30 persons, and usually in the good old days we kind of get to some company, we talked about software, then we eat a slice of pizza, maybe having
beer.
We will bring that back.
So this is a question I think you can't answer, but I will still share it because it's in the chat. So somebody's watching us from Paris, and is asking when is the next conference in Paris. So I'm not sure if you know, but do we have Voxxed Days in France? Voxxed Days France or something?
The DevOps conference.
The
huge DevOps conference. It's my idol in conferences. I always share this story because I'm so fond of it. They managed to sell 70-50 tickets in just 8 minutes last fall when they opened their subscription on 1st December. And I was like, wow, when I heard that, I was like, wow, when we'll be able to do that in our community as well? So when will we see this much passion and so much excitement about enthusiasm?
We have to work on that. It's our duty as developers and as members of the community to do that. And I'm pretty sure that we will reach that point. Of course, Bucharest is not as large as Paris, so we don't have so many people, but I'm pretty sure we will have a lot of enthusiasts.
We'll catch up.
Yeah.
Well, we were on the right track if the pandemic wouldn't have hurt us badly, and now I think it will be a very slow recovery from this pandemic, and it will be very, very difficult, in my opinion, to get back all those crowds they're used to attend the conferences, because it's very difficult to deal with the new mindset.
The inertia of staying home now is very difficult to move.
Staying home in pajamas, in front of your laptop, and well, it's the new reality. We have to face it, and this is why I tried so desperately to change this. I even created that United Again hashtag, and I was so fond of it. But then, well, didn't happen this year, but it will happen again. I'm really trying to be positive about this fall, and I really try that to organize another event in this fall. We actually considering 1921 October for the next edition of Voxxed Days Cluj. I really hope it will be peace then, and nobody will ever remember the horrible days in the spring when we had these geopolitical things going on. And by then, if the pandemic is getting better and the situation is getting better, I really hope we will be able to bring back some in-person events. We do have to be optimistic about this.
We should be. So, guys, I think we are closing to an end of this discussion. It's already late here. I wanted, before closing it, to remind you that you have in the chat a link where you can sign for a raffle for free tickets for Voxxed Days Bucharest. They are online, so you can participate even from Paris. It's not a problem, from everywhere actually. Thank you very much again, Alex and Andra, for being here and for answering all our questions. It was a really interesting session. I hope that you enjoyed it, guys, and you learned a lot more about what means organizing such an event. And of course, we invite you in a couple of weeks to join us at Voxxed Days Bucharest. If you didn't buy your tickets already, do so, because it's very, very soon. Thank you very much, Alex and Andra.
We thank you, Laurențiu, and can't wait to see you soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Waving goodbyes.
Bye.
See you soon.
Bye. Have a nice evening. Bye.